what was I gonna watch? Oh yeah, the thing.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into another episode of Ranking. Before we get into our show, I want to give a big shout out to our sponsor, Grammarly. As CEO of Jubilee
I wasn't planning to go to
/Jubilee.
This is gonna be a disaster, chat. Chat, last video after this I'm done.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
We brought 6 people together to rank themselves based on perceived intelligence.
xQcOW.
Should we just like go down and do
Intros.
Yeah, I'm Sade, I'm 24. I work in finance. I have a bachelor's degree. I went to Yale.
I'm Tyler, I'm 21, I'm a high school graduate, and I work in the Marine Corps.
I'm Kaylee, I'm 25, I'm a software developer. I went to Ohio University and I have a bachelor's degree.
Maria.
Hey guys, I'm Felix, aka xQc. I'm 25 and I'm a fucking bum.
I'm 30 years old. I have my PhD in cancer biology and I work in
You guys can rate me in there if you
industry.
want.
Grad school, I went to University of South Carolina, and undergrad, I went to University of Florida.
Hi everybody, my name is Sean. I'm 27. I'm the director of social media for a company and I also work for a digital ad agency. I got a double major in dance and cultural anthropology. Undergrad, I went to Loyola Marymount University.
Hi everybody, I'm Ray. I'm 24. I graduated with a bachelor's degree from Harvard recently and I work in consulting.
Oh, y'all are babies.
And you work at
I know, that's what I was saying, is age of actor?
Yeah, it gives you like years of experience.
Yeah,
in
I
life.
guess
We need to, maybe it's good to identify what intelligence means to everybody.
I think intelligence is better defined as your adaptability and your problem-solving skills more than it is your education. Obviously, like the education, the stuff you've been through, puts a lot into play in it because it gives you more resources, more thoughts to draw from. The formal education definitely helps, but I don't think it's in any way essential.
So what is the most essential?
So the most essential thing would probably be common sense.
Yeah, so for me personally, I think intelligence is both EQ, IQ, and that.
Chat. Even though he's right about this, having a certain degree or whatever, or a certain like result gives at least some sort of a like a standard, like, oh, I did this. He has a certain amount of track record to it.
Common sense, street smart intelligence, all of that combined.
people consciously or unconsciously, when they see someone, form an opinion immediately. Like I'm sure we all did right away.
When I saw you, I told myself, Maria, do not judge him just by his looks. He could be throwing you off, or that's just who he is, but he can talk the talk and walk the walk. Sean, I didn't want to judge him based on the way he looks or dresses or acts, so I was like, I think he's intelligent.
First impressions, I would put him at the bottom only because when I was in school, all the other people with like the bright neon colors and stuff, they were typically the ones doing worse in classes. If we were ranking confidence, I'd definitely put Sean at very first place.
So what is the definition that we're going with is the biggest question.
I like your definition.
I know, I was gonna say, I like my definition. It combines everything.
Does anyone have any like initial
You can be honest.
Start on that side. I'm done going first.
I feel like I have a good combination of both, like book smart and street smart. So yeah, I think I have some
Street
input on that.
smart?
There's so many aspects to intelligence. It really goes beyond IQ and EQ. Even those two different factors don't really capture what
Dude's
it really
a baller,
means to be
yeah,
intelligent.
exactly.
I know I'm not, from Yale, I don't have a PhD, but what I lack in those areas, I'm able to still problem solve and use my own skill set, my emotional intelligence as well as my social intelligence.
Besides my education and background, I feel like I have high emotional intelligence, like I'm aware of my surroundings.
As a software developer, my problem-solving skills are obviously top-notch, I think I would say. My whole life, I've kind of had to fight to be seen as intelligent. I think I'm so used to having to do that as a woman, to just step up and be like, I deserve to be here. My first job out of college, I was working at a law firm. A gentleman came up to me and said, hi, you don't look like somebody that would work at a law firm. You look like somebody I'd go on spring break with. And I'm like, what?
Obviously, out of everyone here, I've got the least formal education.
Yes,
I'm like, what?
Obviously, out of
yes, what the fuck are those?
everyone here, I've got the least formal education. I consider myself intelligent. My mental dedication and my ability to adapt and to problem solve. What I do in the Marine Corps, I'm a seabird defense specialist. So I think that by virtue of what I do, that already requires some amount of intelligence.
Sorry, quick question. So do you think that only certain people can do your job, or do you think anyone can do your job?
Only certain people. You have to take the ASVAB before you go into the military. That's not really how much you know, but how well you can learn information. And I got a 94 on that. It's not an amount of how much you study, how much you know. You're not gonna
Wouldn't even go to find shit like this. It was like astronaut boots.
really get better at learning. Does that make sense?
I strongly disagree with you don't get better at learning. The idea that you can get better at learning is a pretty big signifier of intelligence. I'm very much dyslexic. I have ADHD, and I'm on the autism spectrum. Dyslexia means that there's a big gap in comprehension. So I was scoring 99th percentile in certain areas and like 3rd percentile in others. I'll never be able to learn another language. I took Spanish for 12 years, and I can still basically only order a burrito.
So I have a question. Why did you go to Yale, and why did you go to Harvard?
My parents are immigrants from China, and I'm a first-generation immigrant as well, and college student as well. My family always really stressed the importance of formal education. For me, that was something that I really strived for.
I wasn't planning to go to college. That wasn't like a goal of mine. My parents were like, well, you should apply to at least one college. And I was like, I'll never get in here. And then I went to Yale.
Why don't you guys rank each other from 1 to 6, including yourself, and give reasons why you want to do what you're doing?
I gotta go 1.
No.
Oh yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would rank you as a 6, not meaning that you're not intelligent. I also think that I don't place a lot of value on the military.
Period.
No, yeah, full stop.
I'd probably do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry.
I'm the villain this episode.
Does anyone think they're like at either end of the spectrum?
I'd say I'm 1, if nothing else, because I know what I'm about and I'm sure of that.
Wait, you guys have to rank everyone too. That is so unfair. No.
I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You know,
Okay.
chat? Guys,
I think
at
1.
this point, they should have just said, fuck it, fuck this episode. This is actually, the whole game has changed. This is the ego spectrum, or this is like a rank about ego. And then they rank people's ego based on how they treated others and how they perceive themselves.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. It's hard for me to look past the education part. Going to college, I think you learn a lot, if nothing else emotionally, but I still think you're smart.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, immigrant parents.
I don't get it. What did this person do to be ranked anywhere near the middle?
First generation, going to college, humble, modest. 2, me, I don't know, PhD, cancer biology scientist. I work in a biotech company. We make COVID-19 testing kits, stuff like that. And then 6. It has nothing to do with your background. I don't think you really have the highest EQ out of all of us. Tyler, he ranked last for me personally because the way he carries himself. He was ranking intelligence based on his point of view and not taking in other people's point of views and compiling results, but really just came down to his body language, his demeanor, the way he carried himself, the way he acted towards the group.
I would put...
Guys, she's been making shit up since the beginning of the episode. She's been literally fabricating like weird things since the beginning.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and out 6. So the reason why I put you at number 1 is I think you have the highest, not only EQ score out of everybody, but the way you present yourself, as well as being a PhD student, I think is just like a huge thing. And I put myself 6 because I feel like I might be the weakest in terms of actual IQ score. Hopefully I can make it up to everything else. So I did put myself as least intelligent. However, if it can't be me, I definitely
Guys, what's
think
EQ?
Tyler, unfortunately, his way of thinking is linear. And I think intelligence is almost like a sphere. It's a picture. And right now he's only coloring with one color than, with the rainbow.
So who got the most number 1s? Thank you.
Emotional intelligence.
Go down.
Who got the most?
Sean Hay was
like
pretty
you.
up there too.
I feel like you were definitely 3, right?
Yeah, I'm in between
You were
Harvard and
4,
Yale.
and 5.
I think that I sort of expected to be ranked a little bit lower. At first glance and first interaction with me, it's hard to tell how intelligent I am. It's hard to tell how intelligent anybody is.
Is anyone upset with where they're standing?
I think it makes sense that I'm down here. Like the guy who graduated from high school and then joined the military, he probably wouldn't be like high up on there. If I was in their shoes, I definitely would have also ranked myself among the lowest.
I do feel like there might be a prejudice acting in terms of ranking you
Okay, I was thinking that
highly,
too.
but I agree with the ranking. I think you probably are the most intelligent out of all of us.
Wait.
I would feel.
Why is she calling out prejudice against for him for the highest when she had prejudice against him for military?
Weird placing you there and not acknowledging the dynamics in which we did so. Hearing that I had to take an IQ test was definitely hard to hear. Quantifying things for me in that realm is really hard because it gives you something really solid. Even if you don't buy into IQ tests, it still gives you a number at the end of the day, which is something you have to grapple with.
Not really. I don't agree with that.
I literally thought when you said to open the computer, we're going to look at social media, that I didn't think an IQ test would be part of it.
It was kind of expected. We're being ranked by intelligence, you know, an IQ test. It's not that far out the realm of possibility.
So number 1 is Raymond. Number 2 would be Kaylee. Number 3 will be Tyler. And number 4 would be Shada. Number 5 is Sean. And number 6 is Maria.
Oh, damn, dude. Dude, look at her. Dude, look. Look at her face. Look at her face.
I think an IQ test tests something. I don't think it's intelligence. It's definitely testing something. IQ tests are now known to be flawed and based on incorrect sample sizes. I have really severe dyslexia. There's 2 questions on that test that I automatically basically can't answer.
I'm sure if you studied for an IQ
that
test,
was 5 excuses in like 6 seconds. That's gotta be some sort
you
of whole
would
record.
do a lot better.
Yeah.
IQ tests are just one aspect or one way to measure intelligence. It's really on a spectrum what constitutes somebody as intelligent.
Before this, all I knew about IQ tests is that they existed, and the I stands for intelligence. I've never looked into IQ tests before. Coming here today, them saying the EQ, that was the first time I've ever heard that term in my life.
Coming back to intelligence, it's not just your IQ, it's your EQ, it's your common sense, it's street smarts. Sure, it is some type of metric, similar to an SAT and ACT score is a metric for getting into college, but there's more to that person than that test.
I'm actually excited I wasn't last because I thought I was gonna be last, not gonna lie. I think an IQ test is a good indicator to see how people handle pressure, but I think that's easier to make sense in our heads that, oh, you're smart and you're not smart.
Definitely don't think it's the best metric. I've been exposed to tests like these probably more than most people here. That already gives me an unfair advantage.
This is my villain redemption arc and climbing up the ladder.
I mean, it's very low pressure.
Mark inverted quest.
That was pretty interesting. Because that was actually interesting. I actually enjoyed that video. That was pretty good. Okay. Okay, chat. It's the time to put up the stream.